Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are back for the Week 6 Player Prop Show presented by Props Optimizer. It is our free prop betting platform on Android and iOS. Go to the app stores, download us there, check before you bet. It gets you all of the data you need to make informed decisions this week. Now, let's get into it a little bit. I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann, and we are going to be going over top 5 player props for week 6 in the NFL. Starting with a little review, and then we will get to the props. So last week we were 2-3. Ridley went nuts. Breece Hall was well under. Worthy didn't hit. Nico Collins didn't hit. Jacoby Myers was an absolute no-show in a great spot. Real surprising how bad Myers did, honestly. And then Texans just dismantled them and pass volume wasn't there. Now, let's get into our picks today and break it down, starting with Marvin Harrison Jr. He is a 60% chance over the last 5, over the last 10, and 60% so far on the season. The line is 80 or 48.5 receiving yards. LineStar projection is up to 65.8 yards. The consensus is 54.4. I think Marvin Harrison is in a very interesting spot here. First, the Colts allowing 161.8 receiving yards per game on the season, and then 175.8 over the last 4 with 1.5 touchdowns. It doesn't really matter for this spot, but all in total, they are ranked 30th. Meanwhile, Marvin Harrison averaging 60 yards per game, which is well over our line here. Now, if we look at what he's been doing, 4 for 98, 6 for 66, 3 for 44, 2 for 27. So 2 down games there, then 5 for 71. He has frequently been around or over our line. And we can go into the fact that today or this week, Kyler Murray has a foot issue he's dealing with. With that, he's not going to be running as much. He's going to have to pass. And he's going to have to get the ball out and likely be passing a ton since the Colts are 7.5 point home favorites. That just leads to a game script of a lot of passing, and we got a 5-star alert score for Marvin Harrison. I think Marvin Harrison's in a very interesting spot in a game where Kyler is likely going to have to throw the ball quite a bit. Next, we got Emeka Egbuka. Now, over the last 5, he's hit an 80%. On the season, obviously hit an 80% since there's only been 5 games. The line is 6.5 receptions. We're going lower. And I hate going lower on Egbuka. He's been absolutely dominant. But this line is just a bit too high. LineStar is at 4.4. Consensus is at 5.9. And while he is very good against zone coverages that the 49ers are going to be throwing out there, look at what he has in target numbers. 7 targets, 10, 8, 7, 6. His target numbers just simply aren't there. Now, he went absolutely nuts last week on 7 targets. He caught all 7 passes. And that is the only time he has been over this season. We're also in a situation where there's no Chris Godwin, there's no Mike Evans, so there's more chance of him going, the way of Egbuka, of Mayfield going to Egbuka, but I just think this line is way too high, and you're getting minus 105, so pretty much even money. He hasn't been getting that target volume to really consistently hit the over on this, and that is exactly why we are going under. I don't like fading the man. I think he's going to have a great game. I just think the likelihood of him catching 6 or fewer balls is much higher than 7 or higher. And if we play this bet over, 10,000 times, we're going to come positive expected value more often than not. over those 10,000 simulations. And so because of that, I think Emeka Egbuka is where we got to go. Next, we're going with Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds been over in 67% this season. The line is 16.5. LineStar projection is 21. Consensus is 23. Line minus 110 to the over here. And I think 16.5 is just too low. So Denver, literally the only team in the league that plays more man than they do play zone. Patrick Surtain is going to be all over Garrett Wilson. They also have Mason Taylor, who the Broncos have been very good versus tight end. Those are the 1 and 2 options. And then the wide receiver 2, they got Josh Reynolds. So far in the year, Josh Reynolds, 15.7 yards per game. To the wide receivers over the last 4, they're getting 160.3 yards per game, 137.8 on the season. But the real story here is that versus wide receiver 2, Denver is 32nd in the lead, according to our team defense tool, giving 1.75 additional receptions and 25 additional reception yards to average. This is a great spot for Reynolds, and I do think that we can actually ladder this one. 25 plus receiving yards is plus 160, 40 plus receiving yards is plus 400, and there's the real possibility that Reynolds could get plus 40 in this spot. While he's obviously not the best receiver in the world, 18 and 29 in his 2 games. Dallas, he just got 29 against. He is a little more healthy now. I like the spot, and I think sprinkling plus 400, 40 plus yards is a very interesting bet on this London game, where the Jets are plus 7.5 dogs, and they're likely going to be throwing a lot. So let's go Josh Reynolds higher. Next, we got Rachaad White and 22.5 receiving yards. The LineStar projection is 27.9. The consensus is 30.1. And this one goes to speak that once again, he is going to be the RB1. And in that role, he is not a great rusher, but he is an excellent receiving option out of the backfield for this team, and I think he's going to be heavily used. With no Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans, there's going to be plenty of coverage on Egbuka. With that, Mayfield is going to have to check it down. I think Otten, I think Rachaad White are going to have plenty of opportunities to make some plays and get over. I think most likely scenario to me is that White's around 28, 30 yards, but there is the chance that he goes up over that as well, as we have seen him do it, for years, be very good out of the backfield when he's getting his opportunities to catch the ball. And I would expect him to get plenty of opportunities today. Now, last and surely not least, we got Quinshon Judkins. He has been over in 75% of the games this season, and the line is 76.5 rushing yards. Our projection is 86.3. LineStar is at 81.6, and it's at minus 115. Simply put, this man is getting it done. So far on the season, he has played solid rushing defenses. Versus Baltimore, he only got 10 carries and got 61 yards. That was, after being with the team for a week, missing all of training camp, and they still came out and fed him this much. Once he got a little more ingrained, 18 carries for 94, 21 for 82, 23 for 110. Now, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, all solid defenses. Minnesota is a little bit of a run funnel, so no surprise that he really got it going there. But Detroit and Green Bay are both very good run Ds. And on our team defense tool, we have the Steelers at 19th versus running RB1. So Judkins is in a slightly positive matchup based on our team defense tool, which again, as a reminder, our team defense tool is kind of like DVOA. Little difference here is that we just have a rolling average with it, but the Steelers are giving up 95 yards on the ground per game, and Judkins is going to be able to get that. He's in a great spot, and so we're going Quinshon Judkins. All right, just to round it all out for you guys, our 3 props for the day. We got Marvin Harrison, over 48.5 receiving yards. We got Emeka Egbuka, under 6.5 receptions. That no longer is at plus 120. It's at like minus 105 now. People have been hitting that one hard, so make sure you go jump on it. Then we got Josh Reynolds, over 16.5 receiving yards. Again, plus 25 is plus 160, plus 40 is plus 400. I think all of those are firmly in play. And then we got Rachaad White, over 22.5 receiving yards. That one also is going up. I saw some books right before we go on jump up to 24.5. So that may be higher later. I would still be hitting it at 24.5, 25.5. Above there is when I would start to be a little cautious and make sure you're really getting a decent line on it. Then Quinshon Judkins, over 76.5 rushing yards to round it all out. And that will do it, guys. I think it's going to be a very fun week 6. I like this slate. I like the games here. And a reminder, at 3:30 Pacific time, we will go over the NFL DFS show for week 6, going over the main slate and going over all the games, really. Now, it is a little bit earlier than I generally do it. I usually do it at 4 o'clock Pacific time, but I got to bump it up. I got to make sure I get my daughter by 4:45 tonight. So just try and give us enough time. That'll do it for us today. Please come join us at Props Optimizer. Once again, it is your free prop betting platform on the iOS and Android apps. Also, like, comment, subscribe to our channel. It helps us a ton. And I will see you guys later with the NFL Week 6 DFS breakdown. Talk to y'all later. Peace.